All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Tyler and I'm 14 years old.
Hello, my name is Olivia Song and I'm in 8th grade.
Hi, I'm Zia Hirsch and I'm in 8th grade.
My name is Jiwon and I'm 13.
I'm Nahi, I'm turning 14 in a few days and I'm in grade 8.
What do you do in your free time?
I would say I study, but that's a lie. I play a lot of video games and try to study, I guess. Yeah.
Most of the time I either go on social media, sometimes I'll study. I know I'm boring.
I typically draw or listen to music or just go on the web in general.
What social media platforms do you use the most?
Probably YouTube, and second is probably Instagram.
Alright, yeah, I use Discord a lot to communicate to my friends and also Instagram, I guess, yeah.
Most of the time I spend my time on Instagram or TikTok.
What social media platform affects you positively?
I use Instagram a lot for inspiration, like a lot of people use Pinterest. Because I like to crochet a lot, I've learned to crochet in 7th grade, and so I like to find my inspiration off of there. Since crocheting is like a huge community on Instagram, and so I have my own account. Sometimes I'll find things to help me. I'll find really anything on there.
So because I move a lot, countries-wise, like places I live, it's good to keep communication, like messaging my old friends.
How has social media impacted you negatively?
So negatively, you see all these other like kind of diverse people and how they all really look good, and as like kind of a mixed person, you can't really fit a certain description and you don't know how to look like because there's two different expectations.
I think that one thing that can impact me negatively is just the environment. A lot of people definitely just brag about how much money they have or how great their life is on Instagram, so it's definitely like when you see that type of thing, it's quite negative.
Especially on Instagram, you always see like these photos of like really pretty people. It's always kind of like, oh, is this like what I'm like supposed to be, if that makes sense? It kind of just makes you feel a bit more anxious about yourself.
How have the beauty standards impacted your life?
I believe 6th grade, so 11 or 12, I developed a small eating disorder and body dysmorphia due to the standards that social media had. I stopped eating because I wanted to look thinner, I wanted to look skinnier, and so I stopped eating, and then one thing led to another. Now, as I'm recovering, I can see through all that fake stuff because social media is really fake nowadays. There's so many editing apps out there, it's all available to the public, and you see that so much.
As I said before, I'm a mixed person, so I didn't really have sort of a beauty standard to fit into. In the end, I never really got to feel as if I was like beautiful or pretty because there wasn't ever like a certain like mold to fit into.
What's your opinion on the beauty standards?
I think it's definitely has to do something like pretty privilege, where it's definitely like pretty people get, I guess, more just because of how they look. Guys, they kind of don't really care. Personally, for what I've seen, but then I know that a lot of girls, especially my sister, actually, she really does care about how she looks and what she's wearing. And
I feel like all of them are a bit too like over, if that makes sense. A lot of the beauty standards are like be like super thinny, have like really like nice lip, so on, and it's kind of just like a lot of it's just not physically possible, and to me it just kind of just like doesn't make sense, and I don't like them.
The current standards on the beauty standards on the internet are really unachievable and really drastic. They're like too unrealistic.
There are a lot of like kind of standards, I guess, with more of like hair and fashion sense. Hair for guys, I think, is definitely a lot more important. I think it's something that people look at like when they first see you. But building that courage to like change your hairstyle because you might be worried that you look really bad. It takes a lot of courage.
What do you want to change about the beauty standards?
There shouldn't be any, honestly. I'd like to just stop it, almost. The whole point of beauty standards is that we should be held to a specific standard, which that shouldn't be the case.
just lower it, because I think right now it's just, I think both boys and girls, like if you ask anyone about their type, they'll list more than like 10 things, and so I think that's definitely has to do with like it's affecting people.
If anything, probably just get rid of them as a whole. I don't think there's any like beauty standards that's like good. because like all of them, like a lot of them require you, if it's not natural for you, then a lot of them require you to like do something unhealthy to like change yourself, and I don't think that's ever good for like anyone.
What is a message you want to tell people who are struggling?
Anyone who does care that much about beauty standards and they shame you for not being up to them, they probably just aren't good for you, and you should either leave them or they should like change themselves to stop caring so much about that.
You are the only person who has to spend your entire life with yourself. Because, you know, there are people around you, but they can leave at any time. You're the only person who has to spend 100% of your life with you. If you don't love yourself right now, at least try to, learn to.
I would tell them that you should only ever change yourself so that you impress yourself. I don't think you should change yourself to impress anyone else.
In the end, as I said before, like beauty standards are really subjective and it doesn't matter. So you should set your own personal standards for yourself, not let the internet or other people dictate that for you.
I would tell people that are struggling, get better, I guess, you know. Just get better.
So much for coming. Okay, you did great. Get out. Yeah, what do you mean just get better?
I'm joking.